Gullah Geechee heritage is deeply woven into our region. Today marks the start of Gullah Geechee Nation Appreciation Week, and we are happy to be joined by Djuanna Brockington, Interim Executive Director for the Gullah Geechee Cultural Heritage Corridor. We are so happy to have you here. Thank you for taking the time to talk to us today.
Thank you.
So can you talk a little bit about the mission of the corridor, but also its creation?
So the corridor was created in 2006. We are a congressional national heritage area, which means Congress has said this area is important. And an NHA is, it highlights the land, but also the people. And so the Gullah Geechee Cultural Heritage Corridor was created to highlight the impact of the Gullah Geechee people on American history. And so we span from Wilmington, North Carolina to St. Augustine, Florida. We're quite a swath of land.
And can you speak a little bit about the programs that the corridor has?
Wow. Our focus areas are education and preservation of the culture, economic development, and we do this through our Tourism Alliance groups, and then of course climate and resiliency and documentation of our history and our progress.
And what are the challenges of preserving this unique culture, whether it's, corridor specifically or just in general?
I think one is the strip of land that we cover. We cover 4 states, over 400 miles, all of the coast of South Carolina and Georgia and part of North Carolina and Florida, and then about 20 miles inland. And one of the challenges is really folks identifying themselves as Gullah Geechee. They're not quite sure. I get that a lot. I was just at a conference in DC and someone said, my dad's from Brunswick, Georgia. Am I Gullah Geechee? Yeah, call your dad. My grandma's from St. Helena Island. Am I Gullah Geechee? Yes. So folks not really always understanding that they really are Gullah Geechee, or at least connected to the culture.
And can you explain for maybe some people who are visiting or who may not really understand the importance and significance of Gullah Geechee culture and why we have to preserve and protect this?
Absolutely. So formerly enslaved African Americans after emancipation moved out to the Sea Islands, and some were already there. And they shaped the culture of the land. They used what they had. So fishing for fishing industries, shrimping, they lived off the land, they protected the land, they grew and rooted themselves in their spirituality and their community. And so preserving that and understanding that today is why it's so important.
And how can we support and get involved?
Learn about the culture, have conversations, visit, but enter those communities with respect. We have practices that that endure to this day, and we want to ensure that the world understands our culture, respects it, but we also want to share it with them in a wider view, but also just being respectful, learning, being open to what you learn. It's very, our beliefs are very similar to what everyone else believes. But the ties to the land are sacred. The ancestors, because cemeteries are important. And so paying homage to ancestors and that past as we move towards our future.
And another way that we can get involved and support is the events that you guys have. You guys have several events, so tell me about a few of the upcoming ones. So
our next main event is in August with the Avery Research Foundation. They're having a family reunion day, and so we've always partnered with Avery, but this year we've kind of leveled up our partnership. So that's going to be at Burke High School, August 25th. It's going to be huge. The Gullah Geechee Marketplace will have the Hamiltons, vendors, food. Please understand, food is key to the Gullah Geechee culture. So if you want to partake in the culture, come have some food, break some bread with us, and I promise you won't regret it.
Yeah. And so for more information about the Gullah Geechee Heritage Corridor and also the events you guys have coming up, GullahGeecheeCorridor.org is where you can go for more information. I want to thank you so much for being with us today.
Thank you. We appreciate it.
In 2 minutes.